Hey, good morning. It's Saturday, July 15th, and we're going to solve the New York Times crossword puzzle. Today's puzzle was constructed by Jeff Chen. If you watch this channel regularly, you know that I reference X word info from time to time. Jeff Chen, I think that's his site. I'm pretty sure he's the admin guy for xwordinfo.com. So, a real savvy crossword guy, and he's also collaborated with a number of people on like their debut puzzles and stuff. See his name quite a bit. So expecting it to be a good one. I'm expecting it to be a tough one. I'm expecting it to be an interesting solve. Long day for me. I've got a big concert tonight at the amphitheater I manage. We've got Boombox and Thievery Corporation. It's going to be a real late night. But it should be a lot of fun. Dancing and weird lights and a bunch of people having a lot of fun. So, anyways, trying to squeeze in a solve before the madness. And off we go. Hope you had a good week. Let's do it. Way out is an exit, right? Gulp. Concern for a physiognomist. No idea. Do some modeling. Like, that's probably like pose, right? Wolfgang something, pioneer in quantum physics. It's not Wolfgang Puck, I'll tell you that. Not just suggest, like urge. What do we got here? Mailing address abbreviation. Assume the spotlight. Like, take center stage. Could that be it? Fits. I don't know. That just popped into my head, and maybe that's right. Something's wrong here. Head of the bar. What is going on? A bit off. So exit is wrong. That's askew. A brand name associated with cups. With cups. I mean, I'm thinking like Solo cups, but. Moving on. One of many produced in a particle accelerator. Subjects of King Vajiralongkorn. Like, who, I'm trying to think, like, what era of history and we're in and what part of the world and everything. What might be said by successful bettors or sesame seeds? Like, I was thinking like we're on top, like sesame seed on top of a bun. I get it. Like, enough said. A title abroad. That could be like Senora or Mademoiselle or something. Words after grace, perhaps. I mean, I was thinking like grace under pressure, but that's not it. This must be meilleur ami, best friend. A fast pace could be like a lope. Item that can be described by changing its last letter to a P. Many a Mauritanian. Job actions that come with reimbursement packages. I'd say that's like relocation, right? Figure in the book of Samuel. Nickname that sounds like its second and third letters. Like Edie, Evie, or Opie, I don't know. A record label. A question that suggests that's crazy. Like, what? Or like, huh? Could be. Ron Rivera is an NFL coach. One that's like, like most trivia answers, If you know it, it's such a gimme, and if you don't, like, how would I know Ron Rivera? Coaches the Panthers. Household sighting that one hopes is just a speck of dirt. Household sighting. Got with, like, met. Like Google searches typically. A tourist town northeast of Snowbird. That'd be Alta, right? Ski town in Utah. Something fui. Milfoy? Is it like, I think it's Milfoy. A selfish sort. A classmate is a peer. Something one. Buzz. OED unit. I mean, that's the Oxford English Dictionary. And so the unit is like syllables or like make some preparations during pregnancy. North Macedonia joined it in 2020. All right, so not a very good first pass, but only 5 minutes. Need a lot of help here, though. I'm not didn't make much progress. A mailing address abbreviation like is apartment, right? Way out. I keep thinking this is soap. Head of the bar. Like, but I can't figure out why it would be soap. Head of the bar. Brand name associated with cups. With cups. Alertness. World's largest ethnic group. Oof. Tear down to the studs. Gut. So I'm still not sure if cake center stage is correct. So like it's helpful to get that one confirmation that P is correct. Informal adjective after big or good. Big ol', good ol'. What is this? Gulp. Wolf. Ugh. Where one might get into a rut. That's like a dirt road. This is like, oh God. Dirtness. Is it like, it's not the Huns, like Attila the Hun, because there's not 18% of them. And like, I'm thinking like the Han, like the Chinese Han dynasty, but like, is that a gigantic current active ethnic group? Uh-oh. Natasha something, Rocky and Bullwiggle antagonist. Natasha, I mean, I'm guessing this is going to be something very Russian. Petrov. Natasha Petrov. Probably won't end in a V, though. Prove useful to, like, avail. Unimportant workers, metaphorically, are cogs. A milk source. I guess that might be a U. Just suggest avow. What is this? Concern for a physiognomist. Race. Could it be race? Could be. A natural jewelry material. And this makes me think something's wrong, right? Subjects of king. Oh, is it like the tikis? Tikis? Maybe. Lacking. Oops. Lacking is, I don't know, where spies work. Like foreign countries. Oh, this is, we're on a roll. That's going to help a lot. Makes me think this is wrong. Lacking. Spies work. Bloody Mary request, like no salt. I hate Bloody Marys. That's my number one least favorite thing ever, and I would have heartburn for the rest of my life if I ever drank one. English class, barely unconcerned with the English. English class, largely unconcerned with the English. Like, is it like the aristocracy? I don't know. Some bottle openers. I mean, it's not a corkscrew. I don't think. A writer who collaborated with Malcolm X on his posthumous 1965 biography. Is it Alex Haley? I'm going to say this is Alex Haley, who wrote Roots. And that would kind of make sense, right? Hope. Crayon alternative. That's a highlighter. Ligr. Boy, that doesn't feel right, does it? A plant genus named after the Greek goddess of nature. I mean, is Athena the Greek goddess of nature? Huh. A headliner is the main event. Would you look at the time? I've got to go. I have to go. It's time to go. Who is in the running? Fast Pace looks like a clip, right? Who is in the running is like a politician. Record label is something film. Tech debut, that would be Siri. Not supporting, like, so like anti. A hustler is a con man. I'm getting some stuff here, so hopefully this will look a little better on my next across pass. Early phases are onsets. Something Boykins. Is it Earl Boykins? I think it's Earl Boykins. Something here's wrong, though. Like, I definitely am going to have to revisit that corner. They form parallel lines along the National Mall. Those are elm trees. Take for a spin. Okay, so let's see here. 12:45 looks a lot better after some downs got filled in. Still got a ways to go, but we're doing better. Way out. Oh, that'd be like afar. So what is this? Head of the bar. Like foam? Foal? Wolfgang something. Like head of the bar. What could this be? Foal, foam. Head of the bar. I don't know. Subjects of that king. So I feel like I kind of ruled out tikis, right? Natasha. What's this? Concern for physio. Like, could this be race? I mean, let's say it's race, right? I mean, what else would it be? Like, face? It could be face. And it's like Natasha Fatal or something. Oh, and then this would be ties, like the Thai people. Oh, and jumping around here, this is a Reese's cup, not a drinking vessel. One of many produced in a particle accelerator. Hmm. I don't know, man. Natural jewelry would be coral, right? One of many produced in a particle accelerator. I get it. Like, say no more. Monet more. A title abroad. Bottle opener. Oh, screw caps. All right, so what do we got here? Like, must be highlighter that's wrong. Google searches. Oh, that's case insensitive. Let's say this is what? And what do we got here? Record label, explicit. What is this? Crayon alternative. I mean, this is like explicit. Okay. Words after grace. Let's eat. Right? Item that could be described by changing its last letter to a P. Alertness is open eyes. Open eyes. Item that can be described by changing its last letter to a P. Many a Mauritanian. Figure, that must be Eli. I don't know my Bible super well, but that seems to fit. Anything that sounds like its second and third letters. Like Allie, Alfie, Annie. What is this? Like crayon alternative, like oil paster? Oil paster? I mean, a title abroad could be like Sao or San, right? Um, this is interesting. So, could this be shard? And then if you change the last letter to a P, it's sharp. That works, right? English class largely unconcerned with the English, like American lit. Explicit content. I remember the first, this would probably be like, I'm going to say like 1992 or 3 or something. And like Naughty by Nature had an album out, parental advisory, explicit lyrics, and you couldn't buy it in the record store. And I remember I had to like find someone to buy me this CD because they said some inappropriate stuff. And And now inappropriate stuff is just like super readily available to everyone all the time. It's free, it's accessible, it's weird. A selfish sort. Oh, admit one. Buzz. Like ring. The Oxford English Dictionary unit is like a syllable, right? Syllable. And so this must be like an oil pastel, I guess. Is that really an alternative to a crayon? Ugh. Spies work on the inside and nests. That's good. North Macedonia joined it. Well, that must be NATO, right? Head of the bar. Like, oh, foam, like on a beer, like a beer, the head of your beer. So I'm gonna say this is probably an A. So I've got Han and Pauli, but I'm gonna probably wait and fill that in last because I'm the least certain of it. A plant genus named after the Greek goddess of nature, Ath. Would you look at the time? Would you look at the time? Something film. Take for a spin. Like turn. And this would be ring, and this would be a user. Would you look at the time? Oh, I better go. So, like, are Mauritanians Arabs? Oh, Artemisia. Arab. Arty. Boom. We done did it. 21-13. So pretty long, but it's Saturday and it's Jeff Chen, and we had to deal with Wolfgang Pauli. So I guess we'll settle for 21-13 because that was a doozy. Pardon me. There were plenty of times during this solve that I didn't think I was gonna get the gold there at the end, but we stuck with it. You were a big help, and we worked through the challenges together. And here we are on the other side, victorious. We are officially on a roll. Anyways, let's examine the old puzzle and see what we got here. Way out of far. That's fine. Oh God. I mean, a physiognomist. I don't know. I was expecting this to be more specific than face. Race felt like more of a thing you would study than face. Like, is there a whole science of just studying faces? And is it like, does it have to do with ethnic origins? And I don't know. This is a whole can of worms for me. I have no idea what a physiognomist does, but probably really like the movie Face Off. Do some modeling, pose. I mean, I mentioned this, like, never heard of this person. Really, really tough bit of trivia. And Polly, not exactly a super common name that we see all the time. About take center stage. This made me think of, there's this like amazing documentary called 20 Feet from Stardom. I think it's, or 50 Feet from Stardom, and it's about the backup singers for, famous musicians and stuff. Highly recommend. It's really good. I've seen this word, but I don't know. Not a big particle accelerator guy. I like my particles nice and slow. That's my preferred speed. Thais, never been to Thailand. That wouldn't have immediately jumped out as a Thai name for me, but here we are on a roll. Say no more. Sao, let's eat. Meilleur ami. This, for whatever reason, I mean, Meilleur isn't that close to Mille, but it's a pair of two-word French answers uh, beginning with M. So it felt a little bit like we stepped on our own toes there. A fast pace is a clip, a shard, Arab, reloads, Eli, arty, explicit content. I mean, I mentioned, about buying the CD and everything. Like, it really does seem, I feel like I'm 100 years old now, just even telling that story. Like, a CD, crazy, right? And like, no access to explicit content. Like, the world has changed so much. What? Ron Rivera, Ant, Met, case insensitive. And like, case insensitive, is that really a thing? Like, wouldn't we just say not case sensitive? I don't know. Not sure that I've seen that pair of words like that. Alta. I mean, I'm a big skier. I've never skied Alta, but I have skied out in that neck of the woods, um, Park City, Deer Valley area, and lovely place. Milfoy. I'm pretty sure I know this from the Great British Bake Off or Bake Off. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that I saw a challenge where they had to make this thing, and it looked really hard to do. A user, peer, admit one, ring, sill. I don't love that. I mean, it works, but just looking at that bit of fill, it seems it's a little jarring to see it in the grid. Just it doesn't look like much. It doesn't look like a word so much. Nests, NATO, apartment, foam, askew, Reese's cups. Like, maybe the all-time number one greatest candy food. M&Ms. M&Ms might be able to wedge their way into that conversation because I really like both plain and peanut M&Ms, but Reese's cups, man, they nailed it. Open eyes, the Han, gut, big ol' good ol' dirt road. I love a good dirt road, and I mean, I have gotten into a rut or two. Natasha Fatal, that's a pretty good last name, although like doesn't exactly say Russian to me. And the first thing that I thought when I read this was like, it's definitely going to be something distinctively Russian. I mean, Petrov was my first guess, so I feel like we're more in the Milfoy, Meilleur Ami neck of the woods with Fatal. Avail, Cogs, you, Coral. I mean, I'm guessing there's probably some like elaborate treatment plan to make sure that you can wear coral without it like getting mildewy, moldy. I don't know. Stuff from the ocean. I don't really want to wear it. Lacking is short on the inside. This makes me think of the movie Inside Man, which is one of the great heist movies of the last of my lifetime. Denzel Washington and Clive Owen. Good one. No salt on the Bloody Mary. In fact, just like hold the whole Mary. Thanks, but no thanks. American Lit, sure. Screw caps, why not? Alex Haley. It's kind of fortunate just to like that just kind of popped in for me and happened to be right. So there we go. Oil pastel. Hey, little kid, do you want to draw a drawing? And they're like, yeah. And you're like, do you want a crayon or an oil pastel? Like, I have a hard time imagining that conversation. Doesn't really, I mean, perhaps they serve the same function, but feels like those are not similar enough. Artemisia was a tough one. I don't know a ton about the Greek gods or Roman gods or any of that stuff. But obviously I've heard of Artemis, and so once I had enough crossers, it was parsable. The main event, I Better Go, Paul, Art Film, Siri. I also know a dog named Siri. That has nothing to do with anything, but there you go. Not supporting anti, con man, onsets, Earl Boykins. And I'm trying to remember, like, was this Earl the Pearl? Like, there was a famous basketball player, Earl the Pearl, and I think that might have been Earl Boykins, but I couldn't say. And I think that this guy stopped playing before I started watching. So, anywho, but pretty amazing to be an NBA player at 5'5". I'm taller than that, and I can't imagine playing on the NBA court. Seems like you'd get really pounded. Elms, wonderful, stately elms, terrific. Turn, spin, great. Pretty good. I mean, there's a bunch of interesting fill. There was I don't love stuff like there's feels like a lot of this. Like, we're on a roll, say no more, let's eat, I better go. I mean, those aren't like, on the inside. They're all just like kind of broad. I don't know. I don't I don't love that kind of fill. But it was all well executed and laid in nicely. All the crossers led me to where I needed to be, and it's a well constructed puzzle. Although I guess I could have used a couple more fill highlights, a couple things that really popped off for me. Overall, though, I mean, good, tough Saturday, no real weak stuff. It feels like there was a decent amount of short fill, a lot of 3, but especially 4-letter answers. I'd always prefer longer stuff and some more grid spanners. We've just got the 2 grid spanners here: Take Center Stage and Case Insensitive, and those are both like okay, but neither one is super excellent. I would say this was a solid puzzle. Not so many highlights, but not so many lowlights. I mean, it was just a good, solid puzzle. A couple of tough bits of trivia here. That Artemisia, stuff like that. Ron Rivera, if you're not a NFL person. But overall, I mean, this gave us what we're looking for on a Saturday. Gave us some challenge. Gave us a couple moments of pause. Also, I should probably mention art crossing arty. I hate that, and like I think that's, I don't know, like borderline inexcusable. I just don't, and that like almost ruins a puzzle for me when I see stuff like that. I wouldn't like seeing art and arty both in the same grid. The fact that they cross each other really makes it yucky for me, but oh well, I will say no more about that. But yeah, like I said, overall pretty solid. And now I feel good. I got the gold star. I can kick off my long day. Feeling good about the way it got started. So appreciate your help with that one. And as always, I would appreciate if you click the like button, if you click the subscribe button. If you do the YouTube stuff, then I'll do the YouTube stuff, and what a pair we'll be. But yeah, appreciate you joining me here, and I hope you'll join me again next time for another live solve of the New York Times crossword. Thanks. Bye.